Hey there, and welcome back to Dakota News Now. It's now time for another edition of Owning Your Outdoors, and joining me as always, Doug Schroeder from Lewis. And Doug, we have a nice little setup here. What were we talking about?
We're going to talk about herb gardening today, Aaron. Besides herbs tasting good, there's nothing better than preparing food with fresh herbs. There are so many other benefits. For instance, they're high in antivirals, antioxidants, vitamins. So they're just a healthier option just when you're cooking to use. I think the biggest thing that scares people on herbs is, what do I combine together?
Right, you were saying that it's a good idea to put certain herbs together, right?
Right. And we're going to give everybody a chart this week on different idea combinations of herbs to plant. And so make it a little easier for everybody. But wanted to cover a couple of groupings today that I find very important. One grouping we call of herbs is called Mediterranean. And the reason this group is grouped together is because it likes a little less water. It likes a little bit more arid. It doesn't like to be drowning. So some of the examples I have here today are thyme, oregano, lavender, and sage. These all can be planted together in a container, and they'd be very happy together as a grouping. The other grouping are what I consider moisture-loving herbs. And for that, we have some cilantro, we have chives, we have basil, and we have parsley. Parsley in particular is very high in many vitamins. Outside of just freshening the breath, it's just very healthy for you. Some other things about herbs, chives, they'll repel aphids. Okay. A lot of these herbs will actually repel different bugs, mosquitoes, etc. I've done a combination today of the moisture-loving ones in one container. Just an example you can do on your patio, walk out the door, get fresh herbs, and continue to cook.
So for someone like me who has actually never grown any herbs before, where would you recommend? So you recommend maybe doing the ones that don't need to water as much? Or?
It depends on your lifestyle,
Yep.
In what you like to eat, really. I know basil is probably the most popular herb out there. Everybody loves basil. So, and chives, I love fresh chives. So the combination I like is the moisture ones. You can get moisture controlled soil to help, feed your plants.
This is a good option to grow your own herbs so that way you don't have to go out to the store at the last second and get some, right?
Exactly. It's just a healthy, good habit and hobby to do. And I wanted to remind everybody of one more thing. We're going into mosquito season.
Yep.
So some natural items to fight mosquitoes, keep those little pests away. There's citronella plants, lemongrass, and then another herb I didn't talk about because it's mint. Mint is great for repelling mosquitoes. The problem with mint is it's aggressive. And if you're going to plant mint, I recommend doing it in a container by itself.
All right. We're getting into mosquito season, like you said. Some good suggestions there. Like Doug said, we're going to have a chart. We're going to have all this online coming up after the show. Doug, thank you so much. In the meantime, stick around. We have Fast Cast coming up next.